Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much for having me, Dr. Saje. Nice to be here today. My name is Professor Seth Akosen, Professor of Economics and Entrepreneurship Development. I hold a PhD degree from the Obafemi University, Ilefe. I'm also a chartered stockbroker and also a former vice chancellor of a university. And I want to thank you for having me here, and I look forward to sharing entrepreneurship, education, pedagogy, and andragogy with the participant. And I look forward to a very nice time. Thank you very much for having me. My best wishes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That's good. We will move on to the next guest lecturer, Professor Umbanefo, Virginia Umbanefo. Over to you, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you very much. I am Eugenia Mbanefo. I am a retired professor of didactics and applied French linguistics. I was a lecturer in the Nigeria French language village for more than 22 years. I was a pioneer lecturer, one of the pioneer lecturers in the Nigeria French language village, Badagry. I moved from Badagry to the University of Port Harcourt in 2014. And thereafter, in 2019, I retired from Uniport. And I'm currently on contract in Alex Ekweme Federal University, Ikwo, Ebonyi State. I am also delighted and I feel very happy that I'm part of Plage Metaverse because I'm one of the certified training providers with Plage Metaverse. This evening, it feels so awesome that I am going to have to talk to you on cross-cultural competence. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. That's so exciting, and it feels so good to know that she did not also add that she was actually my lecturer. She taught me in Badagry, French village, Badagry. I also studied French. So you can see that I have my lecturer here too. For some of you that will do guy for me that and say, your lecturer, I also have my lecturer here. So you can see. Okay, thank you, madam. Let's move on to Professor Idio. Let me see. Okay, it's not here right now. And then Igwisi, Professor Igwisi is here. Professor Igwisi, you are welcome. You just have 2 minutes to introduce yourself, just 2 minutes before we go on to the main program. Over to you, sir.
Good evening, all.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, all.
Good evening.
Can you hear me? Doc?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Doctor, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Good evening, all. Yeah, my name is Professor Edwin Igwisi. I work with the Center for Disaster Risk Management and Development Studies here in Ahmadu Bello University in Zaria. I am the pioneer director of the Center for Disaster Risk Management and Development Studies at Zaria. I have worked extensively on disaster management in Nigeria. I worked also with the UNDP, several UN organizations, ECOWAS, and several NGOs, INGOs, and I will also undertake various types of research at the center, and I hope that we will have a very good interaction today. Thank you, and I'll be with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Prof. That was excellent. Yes, Prof has always been with us. He has always been a father figure to us, and we believe that as time goes on, most of us will be benefiting from each one of them as individuals and as a group. Professor Jorov, I don't know if he's here, but if he's not here, we might have to start, and he can come in later to do his own introduction. So we'll start with Professor Seth Akwitsin. Sir, I know that what we have here for us is a 3-month program.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we have just 20 minutes to talk about this, or even less than 20 minutes. But we've done a lot in the class. Now, for everybody here, I want us to understand why we are here. We are not here because we want to do a detailed discussion on each subject area. We are here because we want you to have be exposed to knowledge from different disciplines, which makes you a more rounded person. Not that you cannot say one or two things in whichever other area. So we are having this great minds here talking to you from these various backgrounds, and that's why we invited them down here. So we are going to go on to Professor Seth Akwitsin to tell us about entrepreneurship, why you need to embrace entrepreneurship, just in 20 minutes. Then we can have like 5 minutes to ask him our questions. Over to you, Professor Seth. Over to Professor Seth. Is he there with us? Okay, I hope he's not having network issues. Is Professor Seth with us? Okay.
Okay, sorry, please. There was. Okay. Yeah. I think it was issue of muting and unmuting that challenged me. I'm sorry for that. I think, are we set to go now?
Yes, we are set to go.
Okay, fantastic. I want to thank you very much for the opportunity. Okay, what we are looking is that why does it matter? Why do we need to consider entrepreneurship in all our engagement? That is why we're here, and I have just about 15 minutes to do that. Then we go into some question and answer. Number one, guess what to call the factors of production? The factors of production are 4. How can an economy, how to generate income? Number one factor of production is wages. That means you need to work to earn salary. Number 2 factor of production is to get interest. That is capital. Wages is labor. Then you have what you call the capital. And that capital, what you get is interest. Then there's also, we have land in the factors of production. What you get out of land is rent. For instance, if you have building on land, you have facilities on land, you get rent. And so after that again, the last one is the entrepreneur, where he earns profit. So there's what we call the cash flow quadrant. The cash flow quadrant is where your money is coming from. Your money is coming as a result of labor that earns you wages. Or you earn your cash or money from rent that you collect. Or you are engaged in investment, maybe in the capital market or elsewhere or whatever. You have some investment, you have some things running for you. So the ones that matter most, if you look at wages, is labor. You cannot earn passive income from it. If you are self-employed means you are the one working. If you don't get anything, if you are not there to do the work, you can't earn. So you don't get passive income, you get what you call the active income. So the investor, but the business is a system. It's not like you are running, a personal business, single one-man business or whatever. So the entrepreneur is the one that coordinates all the other factors of production, whether land, whether capital, or whether labor, is the entrepreneur that coordinates all of them. Now, when he's coordinating all of them, that is where he will get, his benefit, which is, of course, profit. Profit goes to the entrepreneur who coordinates the other factors of production. Now, after he has done that, of course, he will go into, before you can even become entrepreneur, it you to acquire the knowledge so that you can run the business. That's the education part. Now, the next E is the employability. Ability to be employed and to employ others. You cannot go into entrepreneurship if it relevant character that would build those skills. You need them. Then you have the triple E. What do you call the E? That is the experience, the expertise, and then the exposure. So this second E, which is employability, is what many people are lacking. So you now go to the third E, and that is, the third E is what we call the employment. Many people want to start entrepreneurship. If you cannot be employed or employ somebody, you cannot really run a business to know how to run the HR, the human resource component of the business. So you have to get that clear. And so when you have all those components, then you can now become an entrepreneur, where you coordinate all the other factors of production. And so what are we talking about? That why does it matter? It matters in the sense that if you are not running an entrepreneurship organization or whatever, then you will now be a laborer. You are laboring for others. And so try as much as possible to make sure that you get all these things, capacity building. And it gives you what you call the financial literacy. It matters because if you are not running your business, you don't have the necessary financial literacy. And after financial literacy, you have what you call the numeracy, ability to be able to compute. The numeracy, they are able to calculate, to do arithmetic, to do whatever is necessary. Then from there, you now have the financial freedom. Only entrepreneurs have financial freedom. They have time freedom because there's what you call the poverty of time, the poverty of wealth, and the poverty of the two. So anybody who is not blessed with time and money, that person is poor. If you have money, you don't have time, you are still poor. If you have time, you don't have money, you're poor. So what entrepreneurship does is to give you both. You have time, the freedom to travel, to do whatever you want to do. But you should not be enslaved to business. You should have that necessary freedom. Not only that, it also, the entrepreneurship provides you with the necessary freedom to go around, to see what is the pleasure of even running the business itself, or being an entrepreneur is a lot you need to take on board. Sorry, please, there is noise going on. Can we mute others? Thank you. Thank you very much. And so it matters in the sense that people that rule the world are entrepreneurs. And it is expected that as an entrepreneur, you should be able to understand what it takes to run a business. Please let me take note here that when we talk about the entrepreneurship, we are not talking about just mere running a business. Somebody who is an entrepreneur, even if it's not an engineer, like our president here, who read French, but yet he can. In fact, I have a number of them that read French. You see them running enterprises that are looking engineering related, running enterprises that are nothing to do with French, because the entrepreneur can be anything and everything. What he needs is the capacity to coordinate, because he's the coordinator, he's the leader of the team. So he's the one directing the team. So there you are expected as an entrepreneur to be able to be in any field, a jack of all trades, Masters of Entrepreneurship.